The fluorescent lights buzzed like angry hornets overhead as Alex yanked open his locker, the metallic clang echoing through the sweat-soaked air of the boys' locker room at Lincoln High. Laughter erupted from the corner where the football jocks clustered, their eyes locking onto him like predators scenting blood. Jake Harlan, the Golden Boy quarterback, led the pack with a smirk that twisted into something uglier. "Look at Fairy Boy fumbling his shorts again. Bet he's dreaming of his boyfriend's tutu," Jake bellowed, and the room exploded in jeers. But Alex's flinch wasn't just from the words. It was the fresh welt throbbing under his ribcage, a secret punch from his father's fist the night before that no one, not even his closest friend, could ever know. Alex forced his fingers to steady as he peeled off his shirt, the cool air hitting his skin like a slap, making the hidden bruise ache deeper. He was 17, slim and wiry from years of dodging more than just dodgeballs, with tousled brown hair that fell into hazel eyes always scanning for the next threat. Lincoln High in suburban Ohio wasn't exactly a rainbow flag haven. It was the kind of Rust Belt town where Friday nights revolved around pigskin and prayer circles, and being gay was whispered about like a curse. Alex had come out last year, a quiet confession to his art club sketchbook that somehow leaked into the hallways via a nosy teacher. Since then, PE class had become his personal hell. 60 minutes of exposed vulnerability under Coach Harlan's watchful eye. Jake's dad, who pretended not to notice his son's cruelty, but always seemed to steer the drills Alex's way. "Harlan, get your ass in line," Coach barked from the gym doors, his voice a gravelly whip crack that silenced the snickers for a beat. Alex slipped into his shorts, heart hammering, and shuffled out to the hardwood floor where basketballs thudded like distant thunder. The class was a sea of testosterone-fueled chaos, guys slamming elbows, trash-talking over every missed shot, while Alex hovered on the periphery, praying to blend into the bleachers. But today, as the scrimmage kicked off, Jake drove the ball straight at him, a fake pass turning into a shoulder check that sent Alex sprawling, his breath whooshing out in a pained gasp that drew fresh howls. "Oops, didn't see the invisible rainbow there," Jake quipped, high-fiving his buddies as Coach blew the whistle half-heartedly, muttering about toughening up. By the time the whistle signaled water break, Alex's vision blurred with unshed tears, not from the fall, but from the fire in his side, where the bruise met bone. He slumped against the wall, gulping air that tasted like chalk dust, when a shadow fell over him. Not Jake's hulking frame, but slimmer, tentative. It was Riley, the new transfer from Chicago, with his messy blonde curls and his sketchpad perpetually tucked under one arm. Riley wasn't out, not yet, but Alex had caught him staring during lunch periods, those blue eyes holding a quiet curiosity that felt like the first safe harbor in a storm. "You okay?" Riley murmured, voice low enough to evade the jock's radar, sliding a crumpled water bottle his way. Alex nodded too quickly, forcing a grin that didn't reach his eyes. "Yeah, just Jake being Jake. Story of my life." Riley lingered, his fingers brushing Alex's accidentally as he handed over the bottle, a spark that zipped up Alex's arm like static electricity. It was nothing, Alex told himself. Riley was straight, probably, with that easy smile that lit up art class discussions on surrealism. But in the locker room's aftermath, as Alex changed back, wincing at every twist, Riley's gaze flicked to the faint purple shadow peeking from under his waistband. "That's not from the fall," Riley said softly. No question mark, just a statement that hung heavy. Alex yanked his shirt down, cheeks burning hotter than the welt. "Mind your own business, newbie." But Riley didn't flinch. Instead, he leaned closer, voice dropping to a whisper. "I've got your back, Alex. Whatever it is." The bell rang before Alex could process the warmth in those words. But as he shouldered his backpack and headed for the parking lot, the weight of Riley's offer clung to him like humidity after rain. Home was a split-level rancher on Elm Street, the kind of place that looked idyllic from the curb, faded American flag on the porch, mom's impatience blooming defiantly in cracked planters. But inside, it was a minefield. Dad, a laid-off mill worker turned barfly, had always been a powder keg, but since Alex's coming out hit the family grapevine, the explosions came nightly. Last night's trigger? A half-burnt meatloaf and a slur muttered under his breath about turning my boy into this. The punch had landed silent, efficient, aimed to bruise but not break, yet. Alex slipped through the side door, Mom's note on the fridge reading, "Late shift again. Love, M," and collapsed onto his bed, the ceiling fan whirring accusations overhead. Sleep dodged him like a pro, fragments of the day replaying. Jake's sneer, Coach's averted eyes, Riley's unexpected anchor. By midnight, his phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "It's Riley. Saw your IG story about that Van Gogh exhibit. Want to sketch sometime? No pressure." Alex's thumb hovered, heart tripping over itself. Was this pity? Or something real? The kind of connection whispered about in the GSA meetings he skipped for fear of more whispers reaching home? He typed back before doubt could delete it. "Tomorrow after school? Library's quiet." The reply pinged instant. "Deal. Bring your secrets too." Alex stared at the screen, a fragile hope flickering against the dark. Morning cracked open, gray and unforgiving, the Ohio chill seeping through bus windows as Alex rode to school, replaying Riley's words like a mantra. Lincoln High loomed like a concrete fortress, its halls buzzing with pre-bell chatter. Rumors of the upcoming homecoming dance, Jake's latest touchdown reel going viral on TikTok. Alex kept his head down, weaving through clusters of cheerleaders and band geeks, until art class, where Riley saved him a stool at the back table. "Morning, artist," Riley greeted, sliding over a fresh sketch pad with a doodle of a basketball morphing into a wilted flower, subtle nod to yesterday's humiliation. Alex laughed, genuine this time, the sound surprising him. "You're twisted, you know that." They spent the period charcoal smudging portraits, Riley's knee bumping Alex's under the table, accidental on-purpose touches that built tension like storm clouds. But lunch brought the thunder. Alex grabbed his tray, mystery meatloaf that twisted his gut ironically, and headed for his usual solo spot by the vending machines when Jake materialized, tray slamming down like a gauntlet. "Heard you're corrupting the new kid, Alex. Riley's too straight for your glitter bomb." The words landed like shrapnel, drawing stares from nearby tables. Alex's fork trembled midair, the welt from last night pulsing in sympathy. "Leave it, Jake. Not everyone's auditioning for your Bully of the Year award." Jake leaned in, breath hot, with cafeteria fries. "Dad says you're a distraction. Keep pushing, and we'll see how well you bounce." He shoved Alex's shoulder, hard enough to slop milk across the table, and sauntered off to cheers from his crew. Riley appeared then, like a ghost in flannel, wiping the spill with napkins that smelled faintly of his cedar cologne. "Ignore him. He's compensating." Alex met his eyes, gratitude mixing with something sharper, unspoken. "Easy for you to say. You're not the one with the target on your back." Riley's hand stilled, then covered Alex's briefly, thumb tracing a circle that sent heat racing. "Targets move, Alex. And I've got a pretty good aim." They ate in charged silence after that, Riley sharing stories of Chicago's underground art scenes, queer zines, and midnight murals, painting pictures of a world beyond Ohio's chokehold. By the bell, Alex felt lighter, tethered to Riley in a way that scared and thrilled him equally. Afternoon classes dragged, algebra equations blurring into Jake's threats, until the final bell freed them to the library's hushed sanctuary. Tucked in a corner alcove amid dusty tomes on American history, they spread sketch pads, pencils scratching tentative lines. Riley drew first, his strokes bold, Alex's profile emerging from the page, eyes fierce yet fragile. "You're beautiful when you're not hiding," Riley said, not looking up, the compliment landing soft as snowfall. Alex's pencil faltered, charcoal smudging his fingers black. "Hiding's what keeps me in one piece." He mirrored the portrait, capturing Riley's curls and wild abandon, adding a hidden rainbow thread woven into the strands, a test, a confession. As dusk filtered through the windows, their conversation deepened, voices dropping to conspiratorial hushes. Riley admitted his own limbo, not out, but not blind to the pull he felt toward guys in his old school's theater crowd. "It's like, I'm holding my breath, waiting for the right moment to dive." Alex swallowed, the bruise a dull throb reminding him of his own submerged dangers. Sometimes diving means drowning. Riley's gaze sharpened, hand reaching across the table to tilt Alex's chin gently. "Not if someone's there to pull you up." The air thickened, charged with what-ifs, until the librarian's cart rattled nearby, shattering the bubble. They packed up reluctantly, Riley walking Alex to his bus under sodium street lamps flickering to life. At the curb, Riley hesitated, then pressed a folded note into Alex's palm. Read it later. Promise. Alex nodded, boarding with a wave that felt like goodbye to solitude. The bus lurched forward, town blurring past, and he unfolded the paper under his jacket. Your secrets? They're safe. But mine? I think I'm falling for the guy who draws rainbows in my hair. Alex's breath caught, joy warring with terror, the first crack in his armored heart. But home shattered it all. Dad's truck idled in the driveway, exhaust curling like smoke signals of doom. Alex slipped inside, feigning homework nonchalance, but Dad's eyes, bloodshot from cheap whiskey, zeroed in. Heard from Harlan's boy you been prancing with some city slicker. That true? The slur slithered out, venomous. Alex backed toward the stairs. Just friends, Dad. Drop it. But Dad lunged, grip iron on his arm, shaking him like a rag doll. Friends? With your kind? You're killing your mother, you hear me? The backhand connected, stars exploding behind Alex's eyelids, the bruise blooming anew. He stumbled up the stairs, door slamming, collapsing in sobs that shook the frame. Phone in hand, he texted Riley. Can't meet tomorrow. Family stuff. The reply came swift. Everything okay? Talk to me. Alex typed lies, deleted them, and typed truth. Not safe here. Bruises aren't from PE. Riley's call lit up the screen minutes later, voice urgent through the tinny speaker. Where are you? I'm coming over. Panic surged. No, that would ignite the fuse. Stay away. Please. I'll explain at school. The line went dead, but the silence screamed. Alex curled under his quilt, the note from Riley clutched like a talisman, dreaming of rainbows that didn't fade. Dawn broke brittle. Alex's reflection in the bathroom mirrored a roadmap of purple shadows. Cheeks swelling, lip split. Mom, bleary from graveyard shifts, clucked her tongue over coffee. Rough night? Your father's stressed, honey. The mill recalls got him twisted. Alex forced cereal down, words sticking. Yeah, Mom. Twisted. School was a gauntlet. Stairs in the halls. Jake's triumphant grin at his locker like he'd won the lottery. PE loomed worst. Coach pairing him with the JV squad for relays. Every sprint a jolt to his ribs. Midway through, pain lanced sharp, Alex crumpling mid-track, gasping as black spots danced. Coach Harlan knelt, unusually gentle, hand on his shoulder. Easy kid. Medbay. But as Alex shifted, shirt riding up, the full bruise mosaic flashed. Fist prints, not playground scrapes. Coach's face drained of color, eyes narrowing not in disgust, but dawning horror. This ain't from sports. Who did this? Alex froze, the dam cracking. Doesn't matter. I'm fine. Coach's grip tightened, paternal in a way Alex craved from his own father. It matters to me. Harlan blood or not. No kid in my gym carries this alone. The whistle blew recess, but Coach pulled him aside, voice low. My office. Now. The coach's den was a shrine to gridiron glory, trophies gleaming, framed jerseys yellowed with time. But today it felt like sanctuary. Coach poured water from a cooler, sliding it over with Advil. Talk, Alex. Or I call CPS myself. The threat unlocked it. Dad's rages, the coming out as catalyst, the isolation that made Jake's barbs pierce deeper. Coach listened, jaw clenched, no interruptions. When Alex trailed off, tears carving tracks, Coach leaned forward. Jake's my shame. Thought tough loved straighten him, but it's poisoning you all. And this. He gestured to the bruises. Ends tonight. You stay late. I'll drive you home, talk to your folks. Alex's laugh was bitter. Good luck. He's a wall. Riley burst in then, breathless from hall sprint, eyes wild on Alex's face. Saw you limp off. What the? Coach raised a hand, assessing. You the friend? Good timing. Kid here's got a war at home. Riley dropped into a chair, hand finding Alex's under the desk, squeeze fierce. The three of them sat and waited quiet, Coach's radio crackling distant cheers until he stood. Plan, you two head to the nurse for ice. I'll handle the call. No more hiding, boys. As they rose, Riley whispered, told you I'd pull you up. Alex squeezed back, the thread between them strengthening into rope. Nurse's office was antiseptic calm, ice packs numbing more than skin. Riley's stories flowed, his own closet door ajar after Alex's honesty, The note a leap he'd replayed all night. I meant it. Falling. Hard. Alex's heart stuttered, confession bubbling. Me too. But with this mess. Riley's forehead met his, breath mingling. Messes get cleaned. Together. The door creaked. Coach, face thunderous. Your dad's en route. Cops too, precautionary. Jake's grounded till kingdom come. Alex paled, but Coach clapped his back. Brave choice, son. Real men face storms. The parking lot showdown unfolded under sodium haze. Dad's truck screeching in. Face apoplectic. What the hell's this circus? Coach stepped forward, badge of authority gleaming. This is intervention, sir. Assault on a minor, your minor. Alex's coming out didn't make him less your boy. Your fists make you less a father. Dad sputtered, slurs flying, but sirens wailed distant, Riley's arm around Alex's shield. Cops arrived measured, statements taken in the chill, Dad cuffed and read rights. Eyes finally meeting Alex's, not rage, but fracture, a plea buried deep. Mom arrived frantic, hugging Alex fierce, apologies tumbling. I knew it was bad, but, God, baby. Riley's family, open-minded transplants, offered their guest room, no questions. That night, in a borrowed twin bed, Alex sketched by flashlight. Dad's silhouette softening into redemption's maybe, Riley's profile haloed in yellow light. Text from Coach pinged. Jake's confessing his crap. Family therapy, all in. Proud of you. Dawn brought tentative peace, Riley slipping in with coffee, kiss light as promise on Alex's knuckles. Weeks blurred into tentative normal. Dad in rehab, mandated sessions peeling layers of his own buried pains. A Vietnam vet's silence weaponized by small-town scorn. Jake, stripped of captaincy, approached halting in the hall. Dad made me see. I'm sorry. For everything. Alex nodded warily, Riley at his side like sentinel. Prove it. Ally up. Homecoming dance arrived electric. Gym strung with lights mocking old shadows. Alex in thrift store button-down, Riley in mismatched bow tie. They swayed to indie tracks, hands clasped defiantly. Whispers lingered, but cheers drowned them. Coach's nod from the punch bowl, Mom's teary wave from bleachers. Yet twists lingered. One crisp November eve, as snow dusted Ohio lawns, Alex found Dad's journal in the mailbox, pages of regret inked raw. Lost my boy to fear I couldn't name. Loving him means unlearning hate. Tears blurred the words, Alex sharing with Riley over hot cocoa at the diner. Forgiveness. Riley mused, thumb tracing Alex's palm. It's a choice, like loving through the storm. Their first real kiss happened there, under neon buzz, soft and sure, sealing fractures into strength. Spring thawed grudges. Jake joined GSA, awkward but earnest, his public apology at assembly rippling shockwaves. Coach mentored, turning PE into haven, drills laced with talks on respect, bruises fading to lessons. Alex's art bloomed, portfolio accepted to Chicago's Institute, Riley's hand in his at the fair. Love, they learned, wasn't absence of conflict but alchemy of it, turning humiliation to harmony, secrets to solidarity. Graduation caps sailed skyward, Alex's speech a quiet thunder. We rise not despite our scars, but through them, loved, seen, unbroken. Riley's grin from the crowd anchored him, promise of shared horizons. In the afterglow, under stadium lights, they walked hand in hand, Ohio's fields whispering futures unbound. The summer sun baked the cracked asphalt of Lincoln High's parking lot as Alex and Riley loaded boxes into the U-Haul, college-bound dreams stacking like fragile cargo. Chicago waited, a metropolis of reinvention where Riley's theater aspirations and Alex's fine arts program promised escape from Rust Belt echoes. But goodbyes tugged sharp. Mom's embrace fierce with pride-tinged fear, Dad's handshake steady, rehab's polish gleaming in his eyes. Right weekly, kid. No vanishing acts. Jake hovered awkward at the curb, offering a six-pack of root beer for the road. And, thanks for not quitting on me. Alex clapped his shoulder, the gesture mending old rips. Water under the bridge, man. Build a better one. Coach Harlan pulled Alex aside last, envelope crisp in his meaty palm. Scholarship boost, from the Booster Club. Anonymous, but you earned it. Alex peaked. $5 grand, enough for supplies and sanity. You? Coach shrugged, gruff. Team effort. Now go make us proud. Show him what Ohio grit looks like with heart. Hugs exchanged. Engine rumbling to life. Alex glanced back as they peeled out. Town shrinking in the rear view. A chapter closed, not erased. Interstate hummed beneath tires. Riley's playlist shuffling indie anthems that matched the landscape's blur. Cornfields yielding to steel girders. Ohio's flatness buckling into Indiana's gentle rolls. They talked nonstop. Silences comfortable as worn denim. Riley confessing stage frights. Alex unpacking Dad's latest letter. A halting admission of his own unspoken attractions in youth, suppressed by Ira's iron fist. He said sorry for the fists. Said he sees me now. Riley squeezed the gearshift hand. Healing's messy. But look at us. Proof it sticks. Chicago hit like a fever dream. Skyline piercing clouds. L trains rattling overhead like urban veins. Their shared dorm in the Loop was a shoebox of exposed brick and lofted beds, posters of Basquiat, and Sondheim papering chaos. First week blurred in orientation frenzy, syllabi stacks, campus queers welcome mixer where rainbow flags flew unapologetic. Alex sketched feverishly, capturing the city's pulse, graffiti-splashed alleys, drag queens hawking coffee from food trucks. Riley auditioned for a student production, landing ensemble in a queer retelling of Hamlet, rehearsals spilling laughter into late nights. But cracks spiderweb subtle. Alex's phone buzzed with Ohio updates. Dad's relapse scare, a bar fight diffused by AA buddies. Mom's promotion to shift lead, her voice brighter on calls. Guilt nod, distance as bomb and blade. Then Riley's ex from Chicago surfaced, a lithe dancer named Theo with cheekbones sharp as accusations, bumping into them at a campus cafe. Riley, still playing safe. Theo's hug lingered, eyes flicking to Alex appraising. Riley stiffened, pulling away. Theo, this is Alex. We're solid. But the seed planted, doubts whisper. Was Riley's leap from closet to commitment too swift? A rebound masked as revelation? Nights, Alex lay awake on the lower bunk. Riley snores soft above, mind replaying Theo's smirk. He poured it into canvas. Abstract swirls of cerulean trust fracturing into crimson fissures. Riley noticed, mornings over instant ramen. Talk to me. That painting's screaming. Alex hesitated, then spilled. Insecurities unearthed by Theo's ghost. Old fears of not enough. Riley listened, then climbed down, straddling the bunk's edge, hands framing Alex's face. Theo was chaos, fun, but fleeting. Your anchor. Home. The kiss that followed was deeper, exploratory, mapping reassurances in the dim glow of city bleed. Classes anchored routine. Alex's figure drawing sessions birthing nude studies that danced consent's edge, emotions raw without excess. Riley's theater lab honed monologues laced with identity's ache, his Ophelia a trans iconoclast stealing scenes. Weekends wandered Wrigleyville bars, hands intertwined under tables, stealing glances at couples who mirrored their quiet defiance. Yet tension simmered. Theo's Instagram stories tagging Riley in throwback posts. Miss our spins. Drawing likes from shared circles. Alex scrolled late, jealousy a vine-twisting gut. Crisis crested mid-semester. A rainy October lash when Riley vanished post-rehearsal. Alex paced the dorm, calls unanswered, texts blooming unread. Storm-slick streets called him out. Windy city, gales whipping worry. He found Riley at a dive off Halstead, hunched over whiskey neat. Theo across the booth, hand on knee. Riley. Alex's voice cracked thunder. Riley startled, flushing. Alex. Rehearsal ran long. Theo just. Catching up. Theo's smile slithered. Join us. Old-time sake. But Alex's eyes locked Riley's. Hurt hurricane. Catching up to what? Us. He stormed out. Rain mingling tears. Cab ride back a blur of betrayal's sting. Dorm door slammed. Alex hurled sketchbook, pages fluttering like wounded birds. Riley burst and soaked an hour later, desperation dripping. It was nothing. Theo cornered me, pushing buttons. I shut it down, told him we're done, for good. Alex whirled, voice breaking. Then why the drinks? Why not text? Riley closed distance, arms enveloping despite resistance. Fear of losing you to my past's pull. But you're my now, Alex. My always. Confessions cascaded. Riley's bisexuality a fluid truth, Theo a crutch from confused teens, but Alex the choice, deliberate and deep. They collapsed onto the rug, words weaving repair, vulnerabilities thread stronger for the fray. Reconciliation bloomed tentative. Joint therapy sessions via campus wellness, unpacking baggage in fluorescent-lit circles. Alex's art evolved, series titled Fractures, selling at a queer art fair, buyers drawn to the emotional cartography. Riley dedicated a scene to Alex. Hamlet's soliloquy twisted into queer awakening. Curtain call cheers sealing their pact. Ohio called for Thanksgiving. Dad's table set with turkey and tentative toasts. Jake dropping by with his boyfriend, a shy lineman from State College, normalizing the new normal. Turns out, rainbows fit in rust. Jake quipped, clinking glasses. Winter quarter iced ambitions higher. Alex's internship at a lakeside gallery, curating exhibits on marginalized voices. Riley's lead in a fringe festival play, reviews hailing his raw authenticity. But shadow loomed. Dad's letter, postmarked shaky. Pride March on TV. Saw your face in a story, proud, son. But Mill's hiring again. Thinking of visiting. Joy spiked, tempered by memory's scar. Riley sensed, planning a surprise. Tickets to a Chicago Symphony Queer Composers Night. Violins vibrating vulnerabilities into beauty. Climax crashed Valentine's Eve, blizzard burying the city in white silence. Power flickered, dorms plunged to candlelight, and Alex's phone rang. Mom, hysterical. Your dad's gone. Slipped on ice. Heart gave out en route to meeting. World tilted, Alex numb, Riley bundling him into coats for the red-eye flight. Ohio funeral was gray grief. Eulogies from AA fellows painting Dad's redemption arc. Mom's hand in Alex's a lifeline. At the grave, Jake stood sentinel, murmuring. He talked about you last week. Said you taught him brave. Alex broke then, sobs seismic, Riley's arms the only steady. Back in Chicago, morning morphed. Alex channeled loss into a memorial piece. Dad's silhouette emerging from abstract storms, exhibited to acclaim. Riley proposed a road trip healing. Route 66 echoes, detours to queer landmarks, stitching wounds with wanderlust. Spring unfurled green promises, commencement looming. In a rooftop garden, city sprawl at their feet, Riley knelt. Not ring, but a sketched vow. Partners in chaos? Alex pulled him up, yes whispered in sunset kiss. Graduation gowns billowed confetti, diplomas clutched like keys. Coach's video call beamed pride. Lincoln's exporting legends. Mom remarried quiet. A gentle widower who baked pies and asked about Alex's loves without flinching. Jake's wedding invite arrived, rainbow boutonniere pinned. Life's tapestry wove on. Alex's gallery solo show, Riley's off-Broadway break. Love the warp, resilience the weft. Years layered like varnish. A brownstone in Pilsen, adoption papers for a rescue pup named Harlan, irony's wink. Anniversaries marked with custom sketches, Riley's roles earning Tony's nod. Dad's ghost lingered benevolent, lessons etched. Love defies fists, forgiveness forges futures. In quiet moments, Alex traced Riley's palm lines, murmuring, from humiliation to this, worth every bruise. Riley's reply, always, and every rainbow after. Autumn leaves carpeted the brownstone stoop in fiery protest as Alex balanced canvases under one arm, grocery bags in the other, the pup Harlan yipping at his heels. 5 years post-grad, Chicago's pulse had synced with theirs. Alex's studio thriving with commissions from queer advocacy groups, murals adorning community centers with narratives of triumph over taboo. Riley's career ascended spotlit stairs, a recurring role in a prestige drama streaming resilience tales, award speeches laced with dedications to the artist who colored my courage. Their life was mosaic, patchwork of pride parades and quiet suppers, Theo a faded footnote in Riley's memoir draft. But harmony hummed with undercurrents. Alex's latest project Nod, a commission for Lincoln High's renovated gym, murals depicting Unity's arc from Division's shadow. Coach Harlan's email had sealed it. Kids need to see heroes like you. Jake's principal now says paint truth. Nostalgia tugged bittersweet. memories of welts and whispers resurfacing like buried roots. Riley sensed the churn over Morning Joe, feet tangled under the table. Road trip solo? I'll pup sit. Alex shook head, stirring cream absently. Come, face the ghosts together. Besides, your schedule's clear till pilot season. The drive south wove through Heartland haze. Harlan's head out the window, tongue lolling joy. Billboards blurred sermons and soda ads. Radio scanning queer podcasts amid country croon. They detoured to a roadside diner famed for pie and prejudice. Waitresses side-eye, at their clasped hands softening when Alex sketched her on a napkin, capturing laugh lines earned hard. Y'all remind me of my boys in Nam. Fought side by side, loved quiet. Stories swapped, tears sugaring crust. Lincoln greeted changed yet changeless. Mill smokestacks puffing revival. Main Street boutiques hawking Pride and Prejudice, tease, irony's evolution. Coach's porch swing creaked welcome. Wife Ellen's hug maternal, barbecue smoke curling invitations. Jake's family's joining, brace for chaos. Dinner sprawled epic. Jake's twins, gap-toothed terrors, clambering for uncle stories. His husband Marco, a tattooed chef, grilling veggies with flair. Toasts circled redemption. Coach admitting his blind spots to Jake's barbs. Jake owning his pivot to allyship via therapy's forge. Alex unveiled sketches. Gym walls alive with diverse athletes linking arms. Rainbows subtle in sweatbands. This is us, he said, voice thick. All of us. Nights in guest room. Riley traced Alex's scars. Faint now, but felt. Proud of your return. Healing's full circle. Lovemaking followed languid, reaffirming bonds in moonlight slats. Mornings, Alex painted under Coach's watchful eye, roller strokes exorcising old echoes. Jake assisted, brushwork clumsy but hearted. Remember that relay? Thought I'd broken you. Alex dipped rag, smirking. Nah, you cracked the shell. Let light in. By week's end, murals gleamed. Unveiling ceremony packed, speeches rippling applause, a local news clip going viral. From Bully to Beacon, Ohio school's queer legacy. Return north buzzed buoyant, but emails awaited ambush. Theo, post-rehab glow-up, pitching a docuseries on bisexual invisibility. Riley tagged as consultant. Neutral ground coffee? For old times, professional. Riley showed Alex, brow furrowed. Go if you want transparency. But I'm yours, no ghosts. Alex nodded, trust's muscle flexed. Coffee convened neutral, Theo's pitch earnest, anecdotes laced apology. Hurt Riley once, won't again. Learned from it. Riley's feedback sharp, boundaries drawn. Appreciate the ask. But my story's co-authored now. Closure clicked, Theo's nod respectful exit. Winter wrapped Chicago in glitter freeze, holidays hybrid. Mom's new family in Ohio. Riley's Chicago kin via Zoom toast. Alex gifted a portrait series. Riley's roles layered like onion skins, vulnerabilities core exposed. Riley countered with adoption agency packets. Harlan needs siblings. Us too. Talk turned tide. Fostering classes embarked, hearts cracking open wider. Spring brought placement. Siblings Miah and Leo, 5 and 3, wide-eyed from foster flux, brownstone blooming toys and tantrums. Parenting plunged profound. Mia's bedtime sketches mirroring Alex's whimsy. Leo's dramatic flair channeling Riley's stage. Nights blurred bottles and blocks. Exhaustion's edge sharpening joys. But fault lines fissured. Riley's pilot callback clashing with Mia's recital. Alex's mural deadline devouring family dinners. Resentment simmered subtle. A forgotten pickup, a canceled date night. We're partners, not pit crew. Riley vented post-fight, doorframe grip white. Alex countered, voice small. Trying. But Dad's ghost. Fear of failing them like he did me. Truce called therapy redux. Sessions unpacking parenthood's pressures, emerging tighter knit. Climax crested summer scorcher. Agency call urgent. Birth mom relapse. Risk of removal. Courtroom loomed adversarial. Social workers files fat with histories haunting. Alex paced loft. Canvases blank with block. What if we lose them? Riley anchored. Script pages discarded. We fight. Like always. Hearing day dawned drizzly. Suits starched stiff. Testimonies threading truths. Alex's art therapy logs for Mia's anxieties. Riley's audition videos doubling as Leo's confidence builders. Judge's gavel fell favorable. Kinship placement permanent. Cheers choked in the hall. Celebration spilled lakeside picnic. Kids splashing shallows. Harlan herding ducks. Jake's care package arrived. Lincoln High mugs etched, family forged. Note: you built ours. Now yours unbreakable. Fall foliage framed first day school drop-offs. Mia's backpack bunny-eared. Leo's cape fluttering superhero. Alex's exhibit opening coincided. Kinship canvases, portraits pulsing adoptions, Ake and Arc, sales funding agency scholarships. Riley emceed, voice velvet. These aren't just images. They're us, scarred, stitched, soaring. Years accelerated montage. Mia's tween sketches earning junior awards. Leo's school play stealing hearts. Brownstone expanded. Riley's Emmy nod for a coming-out arc. Alex's TEDx on art as activism. Visits to Ohio wove webs. Coach's retirement roast. Jake's principal plaque. Mom's garden parties blending families fluid. Dad's grave gained annual sunflowers. Alex's whisper evolving. Miss you. But we're good, better. Decade's cusp. Vow renewal under harvest moon. Kids officiating ring by kin. Riley's pledge. From PE hell to this heaven. You're my plot, twist eternal. Alex's retort. Tear-laced. And you're the coach who saw me true. Dance floors swirled generations. Rainbows real in every hue. The Brownstones' kitchen clock ticked midnight confessions as Alex scrolled grant rejections. Laptop glow harsh on furrowed brow. 10 years in, their tapestry frayed at edges. Mia's high school angst over crushes unspoken. Leo's college scouts eyeing his quarterback arm with Jake-esque intensity. Riley's latest series hiatus left him adrift. Script reads devolving to dog walks with Harlan's graying muzzle. We're plateaued. Alex voiced over cooling tea, steam-curling questions. Riley's hand covered his, calloused from prop handling. Plateaus slope up. What's eating you? Truth tumbled. Wanderlust for fresh canvases. Fear of routine rusting their spark. Riley proposed pivot. Sabbatical swap. Alex to a New Mexico artist residency. Riley shadowing with the kids for East Coast theater camps. Space to breathe, then reconvene. Hesitation ward excitement. Miah and Leo's thumbs up sealing it. Alex's desert sojourn scorched, soul-stirring. Adobe sunsets bleeding into ochre palettes. Fellow residents, trans poets, indigenous sculptors, swapping stories of marginalia made masterpiece. Letters to Riley chronicled catharsis. Painting without parameters feels like exhaling after years held. Riley's replies brimmed family vignettes. Leo's fumbled passes turning profound. Mia's closet coming tentative. His own auditions reignited. Reunion at LaGuardia swirled airport chaos. Hugs heap of limbs and laughter. Missed your chaos. Alex murmured into Riley's collar. Scent of home. Drive to upstate cabin. Borrowed from a producer pal. Wound-wooded whispers. Lake mirror to autumn blaze. Kids claimed kayaks. Harlan lapping shore, while parents unpacked provisions and pauses. Evenings bonfired confessions. Riley admitting industry burnout. The glare dimming his drive. Alex voicing imposter pangs amid residency acclaim. We're evolving, not eroding, Riley affirmed. Esmore's stick-skewering doubt. But discord dissen midweek. A producer's call luring Riley to city callback. One day, back by dinner. Alex nodded, masking unease, diving into lakeside sketches. Hours stretched, text trickle, traffic snarl, then reshoots, dinner morphed midnight. Alone with embers, Alex's mind meandered to Theo's docuseries premiere invite, forwarded casually. FYI, closure viewing? Jealousy's ember flared, Riley's delay, past's pull. When Riley rolled in dawn dazed, Alex's greeting iced. Callback or catch up? Riley deflated, piecing protests. Traffic, swear, Theo's thing? Deleted unread. Argument ignited. Accusations of drift, defenses of devotion. You're pulling away. Alex hurled, voice vaulting quiet cove. Riley reeled, hurt honed. Pushing, you mean? Space you craved, now suspect. Words wounded wild, silence slamming doors. Dawn found them separate. Alex hiking ridges raw. Riley rowing ripples regretful. Miah, ever empath, mediated midday. Dad A, you're scared of losing spark. Dad R, you're scared of smothering it. Talk, don't torch. Wisdom's weight, they trudge to clearing, apologies airing like laundry. Reconciliation rooted deep, Riley deleting contacts cluttering, Alex archiving envy sketches. Val echoed, partners in plateau, climb or carve stairs. Weeks wind down wove whimsy, family theater improv, Leo's adlibs landing laughs, Miah, directing drama. Return to Chicago crystallized clarity, joint vow to quarterly check-ins, creative collabs calendared. Alex's post-residency show Desert Dialogues, Dialogue Dualities, Riley guest narrating audio tours. Winter's Wideout ushered Mia's milestone. Senior prom dilemma, crush on classmate Sophia, a firebrand feminist grappling her own fluid attractions. What if she says no? Or yes and I'm not ready? Alex counseled canvas side, Riley adding rehearsal flair. Readiness's rehearsal, improvised the heart part. Prom night bloomed boutonniere bravery, Mia's return radiant. She said yes, and held my hand dancing. Tears tripled, Leo's eye roll fond, sappy squat. Spring sprouted Leo's launch, scholarship to state, football with social justice minor. Jake's lineage looped progressive. Send-off barbecue brimmed coach's tales, Marco's ribs rivaling nostalgia. Carry the ball, but pass the pride. Coach charged, hug bearish. Empty nest echoed initial, Brownstone's halls haunting hollow. Harlan's passing that fall gutted gentle. Old soldiers sleep under backyard oak, paw prints pressed in clay memorials. Grief garden growth. Alex and Riley fostering again. This time teens. Jaden, non-binary skater with poetry fire. Kai, they slash them coder decoding emotions code. Challenges chewed. Jaden's dysphoria flares. Kai's shut-down silences. Nights navigated nuance. Riley's empathy enacted in role-play empathy. Alex's art affirming identities ink. Breakthroughs bloomed. Jaden's open mic triumph. Kai's hackathon when weaving wellness apps. Crisis crested Jaden's crisis. School slur storm. Suspension for self-defense shove. Hearing hall hummed hostility. Principal. Jake's mentee. Mediating measured. Testimonies tripled. Alex's murals as precedent. Riley's reel on resilience. Mia's alumni advocacy. Verdict vindicated. Policy pivot. Jaden's record cleared. Victory vegan feast. Toast to tenacity. Summer sabbatical redux. Family full. Southwest road trip. Teens trailing dust devils and dreams. Taos Pueblos pulsed ancestral pulses. Jaden journaling junctions. Kai coding canyon cams. Evenings stargaze stories. Riley recounting PE pivot. Alex amending humiliation's hush to harmony's howl. Bonds braised unbreakable. Fall foliage framed Foster's futures. Jaden's college queer studies. Kai's tech fellowship. Brownstone breathed balanced. Alex's retrospective lifelines lining LACMA walls. Riley's biopic on closeted icons Emmy-bound. Visits vivified. Mom's grandkids, Miah and Sophia's. Leo's championship ring rainbow engraved. Decades dusk, silver threading temples, renewal rings resized. Vows voiced verdant. From Ohio bruises to boundless blues, you're my masterpiece unfinished. Dance under disco ball. Kids kin orbiting, life's loop luminous. The Brownstones' attic stairs creaked under boxes of yesteryear as Alex unearthed Dad's old toolbox, rusted relics rattling regrets refined. 15 years layered legacy. Miah and Sophia's civil union ceremony lakeside. Leo's coaching gig at a progressive prep blending blocks and belonging. Jaden and Kai's orbits widened. Poetry slams to Silicon Valley sprints. Yet holiday halls homeward, tables groaning gratitude. Riley's mantle bowed under streaming statuettes, but his eyes sought Alex's in every spotlight. Co-star always. But body's betrayal brewed subtle. Alex's hand tremor during a mural maquette. Chalk dust defying grip. Doctor's den delivered diagnosis. Early Parkinson's. Genetic ghost from Dad's line. Irony's inheritance. Manageable. Neurologist nodded. Script scribbled. Alex withheld weeks. Brushstrokes battling blur. Until a canvas corner crumpled mid-gesture. Riley found him floor slumped. Palate pulled accusation. How long? Voice velvet vice. Truth tore. Months. Feared it'd fade us. Riley knelt, kissed to knuckles quaking. Fades nothing. Adapts everything. Disclosure dominoed. Family forum via video. Faces framed concern. Moms weep. Like your father, fought fierce. Mia's resolve. Art therapy anti-mode activated. Leo's quip. We'll coach your Canvas game. Jaden pinned prompt journal. Kai coded reminder app pulsing meds. Support scaffold. Alex's studio refitted. Voice-activated easels. Adaptive tools for maker fairs. Riley rearranged shoots. Co-writing clauses for flexibility. Yet psyche staggered. Identities anchor adrift. Fear of fragility. Fracturing facade. Knights nodded. Alex whispering burden. Riley's retort ritual. Ballast. Love. Keeps us grounded. Collaborative canvas born. Tremor triptych. Strokes shared. Alex's vision voiced. Riley's hand steadying. Exhibit evoked empathy. Buyers bidding for vulnerabilities valor. Proceeds padding progressive packs. Crisis coiled concurrent. Riley's biopic backlash. Conservative critics crucifying queer revisionism. Trolls torrenting slurs. Premiere picked protest. Picket signs snarling family values first. Riley's speech steadied storm. Families forge in fire. Mine did. From Ohio fields to these lights. Honor the hidden, or history haunts. Alex at arm, tremor massed in applause grip, their tableau telecast triumph. Summer sanctuary sought. Cabin redux, kin converging kayaks and campfires. Leo's tales of teen tumult. Mia's marriage musings. Foster's futures framed. Evenings etched epics. Dad's journal digitized. Entries echoing endurance. Jaden's poem. Hands that shook the world, steady in story. Tremors tamed tentative. Alex's laugh liberating. Falls fanfare. Coach's memorial. Heart claim quiet at 88. Lincoln eulogy echoed Alex's youth. Saw a boy bruised. Built a man unbreakable. Jake's oration owned origins. His whistle whipped my worst. His wisdom won my best. Graveside gathering grieved grateful. Harlan too. Pup namesake. Nosing earth. Drive home dialogue destiny. Legacy's not loss, Riley mused. It's the light we leave lit. Winter wove wonders. Mia's maternity miracle. Surrogate surprise, swelling family. Alex's adaptive art academy launched. Workshops welcoming wobbles. Parkinson's peers painting possibility. Riley narrated doc, shaking the script. Voices voicing victories over vectors. Spring spark. Leo's engagement to activist attorney. Ring reset with rainbow inlay. Wedding woodland whimsical. Vows vowing volatility embraced. Alex's toast trembled true. Loves the steadier. Through shakes and shines. Climax crested Mia's birth. Daughter Luna. Eyes echoing elders. Hospital hush held Alex's hand hover. Riley's whisper. Grandpa's grip. Gentle giant. Nursery nights narrated nonsense rhymes. Tremor tracing tiny fingers. Years yielded yield. Luna's lullabies. Leo's little league leagues laced inclusion. Jaden's anthology acclaim. Kai's AI ally for accessibility. Brownstone buzzed bustle. Attic artifacts animated anecdotes. Silver anniversary shimmered. Paris perch. Sane sparkling secrets. Eiffel glow gilded gala gown. Riley in tux. Alex in velvet vest. Vows voiced vaulted. 15 falls, 15 flights. You're my horizon endless. Walt's world wonders. City lights lens to life's ledger. Return rooted resolve. Philanthropy pivot. Foundation funding foster futures and fine arts for the fluxed. Alex's tremor tamed testament. Canvases commanding collections. Decades denouement danced. Mom's 90th nautical themed. Seashell stories sailing. Jake's superintendency speech spotlighted sculptures. Alex's gift. Family fractal flourished. Branches bold. Twilight terrace talks. Harlan 3 at feet. Riley's head on shoulder. From PE punch to this piece. Plot worthy Oscar. Alex's chuckle quavered. Sequels ours. Unscripted, unafraid. Stars scripted silent ascent. The brownstone's hearth crackled confessions as snow sieved silent outside. Luna's laughter lilting from the playroom, where she crayoned chaos with visiting cousins. 20 years traced triumph. Mia's mayoral bid in a progressive pocket. Sophia's law firm litigating liberties. Leo's nonprofit netting nets for underdog athletes. His husband's headlines harmonizing headlines. Jaden's spoken word empire impaneling panels on pansexuality. Kai's startup scaling empathy engines for elders. Grandkids gambled. Great-grandma mom's tales timeless tonic. But entropy encroached elegant. Alex's Parkinson's progressed poised. Steps shuffled but spirit soared. Voice-guided novels narrated neuro notes, turning tremor to tome. Riley's retirement ruminated. Residuals rich, but restlessness raw. Spotlight suited, but shadows suit now. Sabbatical shared sculpted serenity. Tuscany trudge, olive groves ogling ancients, easel echoing Etruscans. Yet yield unearthed yearning. Legacy's ledger long lineage literal. Surrogacy saga second stanza. Twins Theo and Taylor. Nod to closed chapters. Arriving amid pandemic pivot. World walled but wonders within. Quarantine quartered quirks. Riley's puppet shows pandemic proof. Alex's online ateliers alchemizing angst to art. Birth brought blaze. Tiny tots testing tenacity. Tandem tantrums tamed teamwork. Crisis cascaded concurrent. Jake's health hiccup, pancreatic shadow. Lincoln rallying remembrances. Virtual vigils voiced valor. Alex's video vignette. From field foe to family forge. Fight like Harlan. Remission's ripple relieved. Jake's jest. Guess I can't quit on you yet. Summer's symphony. Cross-country convoy. RV rumbling routes revered. Badlands badged bravery. Yosemite yawns yielding yoga. Twins toddled trails. Luna led lore. Campfire chronicles chain chapters. PE prelude to progeny parade. Fall's flourish. Miah's mandate one. Inaugural address airing equity's arc. From whispers to walls. Leo's league launched national. Jersey's jeweled justice icons. Alex's autobiography, Bruised to Bloom, bestseller beacon. Forward Riley's. He painted my world. I held the brush. Winter's weave. Jaden's Jubilee Union to jazz virtuoso. Vows vibrating vibraphone vows. Kai's keynotes keynoting kinship codes. Algorithms allying allies. Climax crested Luna's loss. Schoolyard skirmish. Slur sharpened shove yielding spring. Hospital hush hosted heart to heart. Grandpa, why mean words? Alex's answer ached authentic. Fear's fog. Lifts with light. Your lantern. Mia's mediation mintered mending. Bully's parent pivotal. We'll teach tolerance at table. Spring surge. Theo and Taylor's terrible twos tamed tales. Potty parades parading patience. Brownstone's basement bar brimmed bar mitzvah prep for Taylor. They slashed them choice. Theo's tag-along tag-teaming tunes. Years yondered youthfully. Grandkids' graduations galore. Greats gatherings grand. Mom's centennial soiree. Wheelchair waltzing winks. Riley's relapse rare. Minor strokes scripting stutter. Alex's reciprocity role reversal. Prompts patience paramount. Rehab rumbud recovery. Riley's reprise. Your turn to coach. Silver sequel. Vow voyage Venice. Gondola gliding gratitude. 20 twists. 20 truths. You're my muse eternal. Murano mosaic medallion. Blown glass binding. Decades dusk deepened. Foundation's footprint global. Grant's greening gardens of giving. Alex's tremor testament TED. Shaking stereotypes. Twilight's terrace tended. Successors schooled stories. Luna's legacy launch. Nonprofit nurturing neurodiverse artists. Alex advisory aura. Finale flickered faint. Riley's rest restless. Cancer's covert creep. Hospice hush harmonized harmonies. Kids kin cocooning. Tales tolling time. Last light. Riley rasped. Best seeing you. Alex's ascent. Kiss closing curtain. Afterglow autumnal. Alex's almanac alone, but allied. Grandkids guardians. Gardens growing. Canvas closed circle. Self-portrait. Hand hovered but heart hail. Lincoln letter last. Jim gazes your grace daily. Hero's home. Epilogue etched eternal. From PE punch to posterity's palette. Love's line unbroken.